Collaboration is a critical skill for your students to master because many of the activities in your STEM Week course are intended to be done in groups. Students will have ample opportunities to collaborate with one another. In this video, we'll review a few tips about ways to facilitate collaboration in your classroom during STEM Week. Before you begin STEM Week, think about your student groupings. What groups of students do you think will work well together? Do you already have some group work norms and expectations in place that you can refer to as students work together? For example, many classrooms already have a code of conduct or expected way of working with each other in groups that can serve as a great foundation for the week. Encourage students to do the troubleshooting themselves. It can be tempting to take over, especially if you have already identified the problem and a simple solution. But it is important to let students work together to troubleshoot within their group. Instead of pointing out a problem and solution, try to guide students to identify and solve the issue by discussing within their group. Ask questions like, what do you observe? Why do you think this is happening? How could you find out what is causing this problem? Encourage students to listen to the ideas of their group members. Give them plenty of time to discuss and brainstorm together. Encourage students to listen to the ideas of their group members. Give them plenty of time to discuss and brainstorm together. By emphasizing that they can and should rely on each other, you are letting students know that they are capable of working together to solve problems. Allow time for students to share across the groups. Just as students can learn a lot from their group members, they'll benefit from seeing the work of other groups. After challenges are completed, be sure there is time for students to observe the work of other groups and ask each other questions. Implement structures to help groups work together. Often students struggle to share their ideas verbally. Consider setting specific times, 5 minutes or so, for the full class to brainstorm ideas independently on paper so that everyone gets a chance to express their ideas in some form. You may want to model ways in which a team can share ideas with each other by taking turns and providing both positive and critical feedback to each person. Encourage students to use sentence starters like, I agree with this part of Harrison's idea because, or I don't agree with this part of Aiden's idea because. Modeling how to give specific and evidence-based feedback will help students learn to do the same. And finally, if students need a true break from the collaborative nature of science and engineering work, give them some time to read or write independently. They should come back refreshed and ready to tackle the next challenge.